Okay, so if you go to Google and type how to learn cybersecurity, you are going to get at least 288 million links, and they will be talking about how you can start your career in cybersecurity. Okay, so somebody will say, okay, start from encryption. Someone will say, okay, start with ethical hacking. Somebody else will come, they will say, start with product certification. Another people will come, they will talk about product development, programming, start with networking. So these are various thoughts which are going on, and people are describing how one can learn cybersecurity and kickstart their career from their own perspective, how they have eventually learned and what they believe it is going to start the career. However, if you look at the requirement from the industry and the engineers which are available in the market, this is the situation. And trust me, the situation for even the experienced professional is not very good. So you know everything, you are a senior professional, then all of a sudden you will see that people are not talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain. And then you look back and then realize, okay, I have acquired so much of knowledge, and this again I'm chasing something new, right? So this is what it happens. So the expectation of the industry and the engineers which are passing out from various colleges and learning this domain in bits and pieces, correct? So the folks who are very good academically and they are able to communicate well and they are able to express their thoughts well, they have the first say in the job. So they are getting selected, but majority of them are struggling for the employment. Not because they do not know what to do, but how much I should know, how much effort I should be able to put, that I will be able to get into this domain, right? Just remember a couple of years back when people are talking about software engineers. Now as a fresher, you are confused and you want to know, like, shall I go ahead and learn C++ or PHP or Python or .NET or Java? The situation is not much different for cybersecurity as well. I mean, when you want to get into this domain, there are so many options, too many options to confuse you, right? So the fundamental level, in order to start your career in cybersecurity, what we suggest is, our thought process is, you need not have to learn one particular technology. So this image you can very well, familiarize yourself. So nowadays we are talking about, that means is that you have to acquire multiple skills and make sense out of this entire concepts in order to go to the next level in cybersecurity. So you cannot say I only know encryption and I will be good. You cannot say I only know networking, I'm good. And you cannot say that I only good at firewall or certifications I have done or ethical hacking, right? Or cloud security and I am good at that, right? So you have to acquire multiple skills in certain portions and then gradually move to step 2 and step 3 from there onwards. So you have to start from the very fundamentals of each and every components and then move level by level and enhancing your skills by learning all those technologies. Another fundamental what we're trying to tell in the industry as a Purple Synapse, and this is, as you can see here, is a trademark, right? So this is trademark by Purple Synapse, because we believe cybersecurity is not a problem that has to be solved. Think like that. I mean, you have problems like food delivery. So you have solutions like Zomato, Swiggy. So you order and these guys will come up, pick up your order and deliver it to your home. So you have a problem that who is going to deliver me the food at certain time, and somebody has solved the issue. Similarly, if you talk about Ola and Uber, okay, so people wanted to travel from one place to another and they wanted a safe and secure means to do that. And Ola and Uber came in and they solved this problem, like where you have an app, you book your taxi and you are able to move from your source to destination location very safely, right? So there was a problem and there is a solution for that. Google is another solution. You have a lot of information which is available on the internet and you want some company to gather all that information and sort that information for you so that you get on the very first page the most relevant information, so that you don't have to go multiple pages to find out what is relevant for the kind of search which you are trying to do that, and they are improving on top of it. So there was a problem and a solution. But cybersecurity is not like that. Cybersecurity is more like a game, like a chess, right? You make certain move, you learn certain technologies, and then the hackers, the people who want to make damage to you, they will move another, they will make their move, and then based on that you have to decide your third move. So it's continuously it is happening between good and bad, and that makes this domain entire very, very fascinating, right? So it's a game. So it's continuously is getting played between good and bad, and that's how this domain is exciting for those who are get into this particular field, and also for those who are actually like us who are already in this domain for close to 20 years now, still feel very, very passionate and feel good about trying to learn more and more things into this domain. Why? Because the other side is also playing. So you have a problem and a solution, but in cybersecurity there is nothing like that. You do not know what product you are going to develop next, because you do not know where the hackers are going to attack. Correct? One of the things which I tell in my classes is this is the only field where you don't decide what you are going to learn next. You don't know what is the next technology I am going to learn in the next 5 years, what I'll be certifications or what all tools will be sold in the market. I have no idea, because that will be decided by the hackers. Hackers, or you can say any malicious organizations who want to damage your infrastructure or your data, who want to steal the information. Based on their response, you create your next solution. And once the solution is designed, everybody learns that. So you need developers who will create that product. You need salespeople who will sell that product. You need implementation engineer who will implement that product. And then a lot of certification will get into the market. So this is the way this domain works, So we have to understand from this particular, understanding. Now coming back to Purple Synapse philosophy, the way we want to share our knowledge, and we want to talk about various technologies. So where to start? The idea is you have to acquire a lot of skills. You need blue skills. Okay, so defensive skills, because your data is there. As I told you, there is a machine and data is getting transferred. You need to protect that information. So you need blue skills, protection side. So a lot of tools which are in blue sides are firewall, IPS, antivirus, URL filtering. These are the products which are available, and then there are many solution, anti-bot, and you have endpoint, malware detection, and everything else, and then the list goes on. Like SIEM is also come here. So these are all primarily the blue skills, right? So you need to learn what all this product does. So have a fair understanding about that. The opposite side of blue is the red part. By the way, you mix red and blue, you get purple. That's purple. Okay, so you learn attack and defense both at the same time, so that you do your job better. If you are a blue skill guy, you do your job better because you also understand the red skills part. Similarly, if you are a red skills, you understand the blue part, right? So what are the skills which are available? Primarily is VEPT. Folks who are trying to damage your infrastructure and steal the information before hackers can do, they acquire a lot of red skills. So they do a lot of testing on your infrastructure, right? This is one of the things. Now, in order to, once you have done with that part, you also have to very fundamental information which you have to acquire in the operating system level, right? The two most popular operating system in the world, right? Windows and Linux. Learn these two operating systems, because end of the day your data is stored on these machines. Remember what I told you? You have a client, you have a server. Either of these, client or server, would be these two. Correct? Apart from these two, of course, you have mobile phones and everything, but we are not talking about that, because that is still at a very personal use, and not much of the data is stored on that. Maybe in future it can happen, but to keep it simple, understand that majority of information is stored on these two operating systems. So you should know how these operating systems work at a very fundamental level, right? Cloud is the next big thing. So cloud again is an infrastructure which is hosted by somebody else and they charge you money, right? Rather than you buying a laptop and paying 50,000-60,000 rupees, rather than you pay suppose 1,000 rupees to Amazon and they will give you the similar configuration for a couple of days and use it, and after that you don't need that. So it's basically like a rent, right, on the cloud. So they maintain this entire infrastructure for you. So cloud is another picking up a new concept, and people are moving to cloud to store their information because the entire infrastructure, the power, the physical security, the backup and everything else will be maintained by these vendors. So, and the most popular vendors in cloud domain is, we call it as AWS from Amazon, Azure from Microsoft, and Google. And then there are IBM and Oracle and everything else. They also have some kind of cloud solutions which are available. So you should know some fundamentals of the cloud. Where exactly on the cloud the data is getting stored, because it is your data but not in your possession. Like laptop, you hold it in your hand and you power off and data is there, and nobody can steal it. But in cloud, your data but still in somebody else's custody. So something like that. So these concepts are very much required. Now talk about the networking part. Very, very important for all the security folks to understand the fundamentals of networking, because when the traffic moves from source to destination, how this packet is getting moved. There are many ISPs as I talk about it, right? So packet moves from your laptop to local center, then to centralized server, centralized facility, from there to another ISP. Suppose you are using a data card from Reliance, but the server is getting hosted on Airtel. So these are two different ISPs, right? So data moves from one place to another. How exactly the data is moving? What happens at this level? What happens at the firewall level? How exactly it is reaching over there? There's a lot of IP addressing, routing, all those NATing, all those concepts you will be able to learn. So these are very, very important, even if you are trying to get into the cybersecurity domain. So very, very important for you to know that. And finally, the SOC, the Security Operations Center. When all the logs from these devices, all the logs from these devices, plus this, plus networking logs, you put inside a tool called SIEM, Security Incident and Event Management Tool, right? So popular vendors in this product is like QRadar from IBM, and then you have Splunk, then you have ArcSight, and then you have RSA, then you have McAfee Nitro, and then OSIM. OSIM is, which we are going to teach in our in Purple Synapse, is the most popular open source SIM tool, very good for learning, to understanding the fundamentals. So when you connect all these dots, this is what you are going to learn, cybersecurity. Now, for a student, how are you going to learn all these things? Individual components, learning at individual capacity will not take you too far. What you need is something like a cyber range. Put all these components in a lab and see by yourself how they are working together. And that takes you to the very highest level of learning at the initial level of your career. Okay, so hope you understand by now that in order to become a really good cybersecurity professional, you need to learn many skills. At initial stages, you need not have to be expert on one, but then depending upon your nature of your profile or a job, you can acquire more and more knowledge about that particular domain. Like either you could be a SOC analyst or VAPT or a developer or a tester. You can pick up the skills which is necessary for that particular role. But initial stage, when you start your career, it is very important to connect all those dots together and then make some sense out of it. So when we talk about a machine or a laptop or a desktop, a mobile phone, when they send the information to a server, you know, the journey of the packet from source to destination, that itself is very, very fascinating. So you need to understand that. And all the security components sits in between. If you are a company, and you will definitely going to have some firewall, you know, in your organization. You are definitely going to have some antivirus or anti-malware software running on your laptop. If your organization is pretty big, you are definitely going to use an SIEM solution in your organization. Then you have a team which is going to monitor, configure, maintain on 24/7 basis. And as and when new attacks are getting generated, you are going to acquire more and more products, and then people will be integrating those products with your existing stuff, and then again getting monitored. So this journey keeps on going, right? New things comes up, and the old technologies will be replaced by the new one. But this is the fascinating journey of cybersecurity. One has to, you know, live through it. And then compliance, audit, as I told you, like they are also the folks start their career as one of those profiles, and then ultimately, based on their interest, they move into, you know, auditing and compliance, where they make sure that the process is followed properly in an organization. Okay, and as a CISO, or a, you know, the head of an organization who is taking care of the security, you have to make sure that each and everything is working perfectly all right, and no damage has been done to your organization. And even if some damage is going to happen or already has happened, unfortunately, then you exactly know what is the response from your side, right? It's continuous battle, and that's what it makes it fascinating. So what I'm going to do now is I'll spend some 10 minutes explaining the very, very fundamentals of the packet which is moving from source to destination. What do you mean by IP address, the ports, and with that knowledge, you will be able to understand the other subjects of cybersecurity much better.